Michael Wallace, his brother Richard Wallace, and a friend Edward Flowers were on their way back to the city after visiting the central prison in Hattieville for a family day. But around 2 p.m., as they approached the 8 Miles community on the George Price Highway in a white Nissan Altima car, they would come under fire by gunmen from two other vehicles, a white Infiniti SUV traveling behind them and a navy blue Trailblazer SUV from the opposite direction. Michael, who was sitting in the back seat, was hit multiple times and died a day later on Sunday evening at the KHMH.
We had a white Nissan Altima that was leaving prison, carrying Richard Wallace, Michael Wallace, and Edward Flowers to Belize City. Upon reaching around miles 12, thereabout, miles 9, sorry, a blue Blazer pulled in front of them and an Infiniti pulled behind them and started firing shots at them. Richard Wallace aborted the vehicle and ran. The blue Blazer knocked him down, but he managed to get up and run, whilst Edward Flowers made good his escape. But Michael Wallace received gunshot wounds to his head and to his body.
Michael laid gravely injured inside the Altima, which came to a stop off the highway near the entrance to Prosser, with both its front doors open. The Trailblazer was also discovered off the opposite side of the highway with its doors open, while the Infiniti SUV was discovered crashed off the highway at mile 13, 5 miles from where the shooting took place. The gunmen from both vehicles fled the scene.
The occupants of the blue Blazer fled from out the Blazer, which was eventually found in the Homeland Memorial Park area in front of Prosser. And the Altima ended up in the bushes about some 30 feet on the Prosser side of the highway. The Infiniti turned around and attempted to head back to Hattieville when it ran off the road, and the occupants exited the vehicle. We believe that there was a third vehicle involved, a fourth, I should say, vehicle involved, which picked up the suspects from both the Infiniti and the blue Blazer. The scenes of crime processed the scene, and we recovered one slug from out the back seat of the driver's side of the Nissan Altima. The Nissan Altima also had 8 gunshots, 4 to the rear glass of the driver's door and 1 to the rear of the panel and 1 to the front passenger panel side of the door, and we had 2 on the right side of the front passenger door. We also found a live round of 9mm ammunition in the Infiniti.
According to Assistant Commissioner of Police Edward Broster, the shooting was in retaliation of the murder of George Street boss Gerald Shiny Tillett due to the ongoing rivalry between Southside and George Street gangs.
From initial investigation, we believe that this is a retaliation of what transpired with Gerald Tillett in Dangriga.
As you said that it's retaliation for Mr. Tillett's murder, so how do they tie into that? Well, what's the link between the connection between Wallace, the Wallace brothers, and Mr. Flowers and Mr. Tillett?
I am not going to go into details at this time with respect to that aspect, but I can tell you from the initial investigation, it has a direct correlation with the death of Gerald Tillett.
So where are these persons from? Mr. Wallace?
Southside.
Southside, as in Port or Southside Gang?
Southside gang. We cannot say if the Blue Blazer came from Belize City at this time. As a matter of fact, the investigation is somewhat stalled from the victim side of this shooting, as they are not cooperating with the police as yet. I was just made to understand that Richard Wallace is making his way to Hattieville to give a report. Hopefully he'll be cooperative in giving us the necessary information that we required.
Sir, was the deceased driving the vehicle at the time?
Yes.
So they went to visit an associate of the Joshua Gang?
Sorry, the deceased is the passenger.
There is currently one person in custody. He was taken off a passenger bus in Belize City as a significant person of interest in this latest homicide. Dwayne Moody for News 5.